Hey, John.
Hey, Chip.
So you're getting at the door, huh?
Well, I'm trying to figure out what all I need to do, get some measurements and see what works with it.
Yeah, it looks like it's time that we put some lumber and some paint into this, huh?
Yeah, this is what happens when you get sheds that don't have treated lumber and they don't have a good paint job. They just sort of rot away, as you can see up here. And then the doors don't shut the best either, so we're going to try and make this thing nice and tight.
Yeah, it'd be nice to keep the critters out of it.
Yeah.
You got a long list. How are you going to get this done?
Well, if I figure out what I need, maybe I can ask someone that's got some wood carpenter skills. Maybe they can do this for me and help shorten my list down a little bit.
Well, yeah, we've got some great volunteers that are helpful, and you know what? Summer staff use this the most, John.
Well, if we get the right summer staff, they can do it. If they got the skills, they can do it better. So,
yeah, it just some of them are going to come with skills. Some of them might have to learn.
well, you got to learn sometime. And
You're right.
I learned a lot when I was on summer staff. I had a lot of knowledge before I came, but I fine-tuned a lot of my skills.
Well, yeah, you say that. I think about some of the things that I learned working at camp that you use not at camp. You use in your own house or apartment or car.
Exactly. You learn skills at camp that are good for life.
Yeah.
I've had lots of summer staff that I've taught them basics, and some of them went into carpentry, some of them do different things with life. And if they buy a house, this is a good project to think about what they're going to do. How do we keep the wood from rotting? Well, let's get treated wood to begin with.
Yeah. Yeah. And you just grab a can of white paint and put it on because it's painted white, John?
Well, you can. That looks good for a day or two, but you got to make sure you get the right paint. You can't just get interior paint. You got to get exterior paint. And then you got to prep the wood right too. Like we can't just paint this. We have to replace the wood. Or you got to scrape it and put primer and then the exterior paint on it. So lots of different things you got to learn to do if you want it to last.
Yeah, and we want to make sure we do it right the first time. Otherwise, we're just making work for ourselves down the road.
Chasing yourself.
It doesn't last, and you can be cheap up front and spend a little less and just have to redo it sooner, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think, some of the things that I've learned at camp that when I thought about working at camp, I never thought I would learn. I never anticipated having the opportunities to change a thermocouple in a water heater, for instance.
That's true.
And some of the wiring we get to do, and it's interesting that we learn skills. We talk a lot with our staff sometimes about the interpersonal skills and dealing with homesickness with kids and talking to the parents to get to know their kids as they're coming into camp and those conversational pieces, those emotional pieces. But sometimes we don't talk about these hard skills that you learn at camp as well that help you the rest of your life.
Yeah, one of the easy ones is teaching staff how to plunge a toilet.
Yeah.
A plug toilet.
Yeah.
It sounds kind of gross, but it happens.
It happens, and it not just at camp.
No, it happens everywhere.
I'll tell you a story. I had one of the staff that worked with went to church as a youth leader in a congregation. She was the youth leader for this church, and guess what she ended up doing at the church?
What?
Somebody comes in to her office and says, the toilet's overflowing, the toilet's overflowing. She runs, grabs the stuff, boom, 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 takes care of the toilet, it's all done. Was not in her job description as a youth leader.
No.
But what she learned at camp, she was able to apply at her job at church. wasn't the glorious fun stuff that comes with that job, but has to be done.
I just wonder how many different things we've taught staff at camp that they're using as a life skill. Chip, you ever think about that?
It would be interesting to find out.
One of my stories is I helped someone, I didn't help them, we were doing drywall here at the camp, and they learned how to do drywall, And when they went on a mission trip, they said, you know, John, I'm so thankful that I learned how to do drywall, from nailing it up or screwing it up now to putting the tape and the mud on, that
Yeah.
they could actually lead a project
Yeah.
on a mission trip. So that's
Yeah.
pretty cool.
The skills they learn here, they can pay it forward to others and share that skill and get a missional opportunity.
And I've taught a lot of people to do a lot of things that are like, oh, I didn't know you could do that.
Well, let's say one story comes to mind. I'm trying to remember which staff person it was. Said they learned how to change a tire at camp from you. You know, got a flat on the road, knew exactly what to do, did it safely, you know, and got their tire changed by themselves because they learned from you at camp how to do that.
And we also teach them how to check the tires before they go anywhere and put air in them. But
You know, yeah. It's better to find out you got a problem before you're on the side of the road somewhere.
because that is a pet peeve of mine, is having a flat tire.
A good way to ruin a trip.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think we might have some folks out there, we share this on Facebook and wherever, that might have some things that they picked up along the way in their time at camp that they learned that they still use today, whether it's if you've got a house or apartment, if you've done some woodwork, trim work, plumbing, electrical there, maybe that you've picked up how to make sure what's wrong with an outlet when it isn't working.
I've had guys do mechanical work with me out in the shop. We're working on tractors, working on mowers.
Yeah, lending a helping hand, looking over the shoulder and learning and gaining skills. And so what have you learned at camp that you've applied in your own life, you know, whether it's working around the house or on your car?
Yeah, we'd like to hear from you.
We would.
I-
We would.
Help refresh my memory.
Yeah, we're talking to staff. We're hiring staff, summer staff right now. So if you're of that inclination, hey, talk to us, please. But we want the summer staff that are looking at this, or the potential summer staff that are looking at this, to understand all of the benefits that come with working on staff. Some of them we talk about in training, some of them we really don't, but they happen.
Yeah.
And it's intentional. It doesn't just happen, but we want to make sure that people walk away with skills that they can take with them for the rest of their life. We're interested in hearing your stories.
And if
It'll
you're
be fun.
interested, they can fix this door for me.
Yeah, if somebody hasn't used their camp skills in a while, we've got the shed down at Broken Arrow for storing the corkles and the life jackets, kayaks, paddles, all that stuff down here.
Needs lots of TLC.
It does. Leave us your stories. We're looking for a chuckle. Hope you give us one, as well as the serious ones, and let us know what you learned at camp that you're still using today that you didn't think you were going to learn.